Hey everyone, Joe Porton with Talent Strategy, coming to you live from our Woodfield office in Indianapolis on a somewhat rainy Wednesday morning in February. I'm here to talk about promotion and talk to folks that might be interested in trying to get to the next level, whatever that happens to be. I've had a lot of conversations throughout my years as a people manager, and I just want to share some of my own thoughts and my own philosophy on this, in hopes that maybe this resonates with a few of you out there. A couple things I want to get put out there right out of the gate. Number one is, you need to think about putting yourself in the driver's seat on this and being very intentional about this desire to want to move to the next level. And the second thing you need to do is also tell yourself this is a journey. It's going to take time, and to have some patience as you work through this process. And it is a process. And I think that you stand a much higher chance of a successful outcome if you think of it that way and you put together a plan. So what might that plan look like? Well, here's my plan. Number one, the first thing you need to do is you need to identify the role you're trying to get to. So identify the role, right? Sounds easy, but sometimes it's not so easy. It should require a conversation with your manager to understand what that next step is. Maybe there are multiple roles out there and you need to talk that through, but one way or another, you need to land on what that next level role is that you're trying to get to. And while you're having that conversation with your manager, ask him or her for that job description. There's a lot of really good information in there that'll help you understand what the expectation is of that role. So when you've finally got to that point that you now have the target role in mind, you understand you have the requirements of that role, the next step is to put together a thoughtful plan. So now it's time to design your plan, right? This is how you're going to achieve that goal. And I think of it as putting together a plan. I think there needs to be three components to it personally. This can be put on a Word document, it can be put on paper, it could be put in a template. There's all kinds of different ways that you can document this, but it's really how you're going to get to this desired outcome, this promotion. And I think those three things are, first of all, you have to be intentional about making sure that you are doing your current job, your current role that you're in, supremely well. This is really important. You have to be doing really, really good work in your current job, and you have to be very intentional about identifying that. It almost feels like this is table stakes, but it's necessary and it's foundational. So write down how you are doing your current job supremely well. Number two, I think is important to have a project or two or an initiative out there that is above and beyond. These are things that you identify that could be helpful for your team or your manager or IT. And it's something that you put down and say, look, this is something that's going to help me grow. It's going to be helpful. Let's put that down as an above and beyond item or two. And then I think the third thing that's important to have is some professional development mixed into this. It could be some coursework in Pluralsight or LinkedIn that's coming, or AWS training or Salesforce, whatever it happens to be. Using that job description that's been provided to you, look at that and try to determine where are some areas you think you need to skill up in, you need to grow. Put that down on your plan as well. So you've got a 3-point plan, doing your current job extremely well, a couple, 1 or 2 or 3 above and beyond items you want to get accomplished, and then some professional development. Now you've got this plan on paper. What's the next step to do? To no surprise, but it's to review it with your manager. So it's a manager review. So this is important for a couple of steps, or for a couple of reasons. Number one, obviously, you want to get input from your manager that you're on the right track on this. So having that conversation, walking through your plan, details, and getting input putting that manager's input into your plan aligns you and your manager on your game plan. I think it's obviously important. But the other thing this does is it also really establishes that partnership with your manager, that you're on this journey together. And yes, you're in the driver's seat. It's up to you to work your plan, but your manager's there to support you and to help you. So it's really, really important step to be very intentional about that review with your manager, get that input, put it in your plan, and now it's go time, right? It's executing the plan, right? So this is where you actually start working on your plan, and you can't boil the ocean, do it all at once, you know that. So you focus on the areas that you can focus on, you chip away at it, you kind of make sure that you're being consistent, you're being dedicated, and you're putting energy towards every aspect of your plan at certain times so that you're making forward progress on all three aspects of that plan. While you're doing this, again, this is a patience game, but you got to keep chipping away with it. And the last thing that is incredibly important is to consistently sync with your manager on the progress of your plan. Right? Manager syncs. Very important to have those conversations periodically. Make sure you're on the right track, iterate, modify the plan as needed. And I think you will find if you execute that process as is, that will give you a really good chance for a successful outcome. I hope some of this resonated with you. I'd love to get some of your thoughts and comments below if you have time. That would be great. Thank you very much. Have a great day.